The harvest is just a few weeks away, and Paco Jimenez is very busy. At 80 years of age, he still can't stop working on his plantation, 20 kilometers north of Seville. Like his father and grandfather, Paco's passion for farming knows no limits.
It's in my blood. I wouldn't be able to cope with this otherwise. A farmer needs to have endurance, even in dire times. 5 years, whoever is still not earning at that point should probably do something else.
Spain's orange production is hanging on a knife edge. For years, farmers' earnings have been decreasing. Last season, they made 10 cents per kilogram. Paco Jimenez says it's not profitable anymore.
I'm not asking for exorbitant prices. I want a price that enables me and all the others to work. But if we demanded 70 cents for a kilogram of oranges, they'd be too expensive in the supermarket. Fewer oranges would be eaten. People only look at the price.
There's a lot on the line. More than half the continent's oranges are grown in Spain. It's Europe's biggest orange producer. But cheaper oranges are being imported from outside Europe, and Jose Fernando Robles of the Farmers Association Asaya says Spanish farmers can't compete with those prices. Production conditions in South Africa, Egypt, and Morocco are very different.
The problem is that the competition doesn't have to adhere to the same quality standards when it comes to environmental protection, working conditions and pesticides. But farmers in Andalusia, in Spain, in Europe are subject to strict rules.
Luis Bolaños has found a different way of dealing with the situation. He's letting his plantation grow wild. He started that 5 years ago with the intention of reducing the use of pesticides. Today, his oranges are labeled by the World Wildlife Fund, certifying that his plantation is environmentally sustainable. This way, Luis can sell his crop at a higher price.
All these weeds that grow here, they're home to many insects. They're natural enemies for parasites and help us prevent plagues from spreading.
Luis Bolaños was surprised by how productive sustainable farming can be. He says he saves up to 80% in pesticides. He calls his neighbor's conventional plantation Chernobyl for all the plastic and chemicals in the fields.
The real catastrophe is that we used to view this as modern farming.
Luis believes a change of mindset is possible. He thinks everyone is talking about climate change, and the Fridays for Future represent a new generation. In his view, Spanish orange farmers needed new ideas to reach other markets and avoid competing with prices from outside Europe.
The youth, and older people too, are realizing that we're endangering our planet. This is a big revolution in our society. Consumers are willing to pay a bit more for a product that respects nature. Farmers should be able to profit from this.
His fellow farmer, Paco Jimenez, is doubtful. He thinks demand for organic oranges is too low. So he prefers to trust his conventional farming methods and his endurance. He thinks the steep competition works as a kind of natural selection.
If you don't earn money, at some point, you give up or grow something else. There's a limit to everything.
Paco Jimenez is determined to survive this crisis somehow and keep up the family tradition. He feels he owes it to his children and grandchildren.